There is something that has started getting me annoyed with some of these college football announcers. Well, not announcers, but these folks on YouTube that cover and are considered experts. I'm not an expert. I'm just some redneck that really, really loves college football. I love some college basketball, love women's college gymnastics. I like several sports. I mean, heck, I even watch a little baseball on the college level. Don't watch it on the pro level, but I watch it on the college level because, well, University of Tennessee does pretty good. I watch college sports. I love it. Well, and there are some of these folks that are considered experts that get on here and they start going, "Oh, we don't need rivalries. Rivalries aren't anything special." Well, I hate to tell you this, but rivalries have spawned some of the most massive amounts of money for college football that you can ever imagine. Take a look at Army Navy. Best rivalry out there. Hands down, best rivalry out there. Alabama Auburn. Holy cow. Or Ohio State and Michigan. Massive, massive money makers. Massive, massive fan attention getters. We're going to discuss why rivalries are important and why they need to be paid attention to. Also, hit like and subscribe if you like you some college sports and college football.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Now, these folks get on there and they're making all kinds of money. I'm not even at a point where I can make any money on YouTube. I would like some help via, like, say, Patreon, but I don't have any of that help. I am doing this on my own time, on my own dime, and I ain't got many of them, to be able to show you folks, a fan's perspective. I cover college football, college basketball, college women's gymnastics. Women's gymnastics is underrepresented, and let me tell you, if you ain't watching it, you're missing out on some great athletes. But you take a look at what has fueled college football, or college sports for that matter. Yale, Harvard. Oh, good Lord. That was one of the first massive rivalries. And man, did it draw in the fans, get butts in the seat. You take a look at Alabama, Auburn. Heck, for that matter, Georgia Tech and several SEC rivals, not just Georgia, Tennessee and Alabama. Neyland and Bryant, oh my Lord, those were some massive games. You take a look at those games. You take a look at how much that brings in. Looking at basketball, look at Duke, North Carolina. Oh, now that's a rivalry right there. Big East had some massive rivalries. Syracuse brought the pain to several of their rivals, and they got better because of it. There comes a point where you need to realize that college sports is made better. It was brought to the point that it is today, not because some suit somewhere got lucky in making a business decision, because most of the time, as you can tell from the really real world, the suits don't actually do much except for complain and make guesses. And a lot of times those guesses ain't right. Take a look at what Cracker Barrel just went through. Rivalries are necessary. This is what gets butts in the seats quite a few times. Kentucky going to Tennessee, I saw how the Kentucky fans were and how they were fired up to get a chance to beat Tennessee. Unfortunately, that game they did. Butch Jones was on a massive just stupidity run. But the fans were out there making it. And I paid $250 for me and my mother to go to that game. You take a look at the amount of money that is spent by folks to be able to see the rivals. You take a look at how hard it is to get tickets to the Army Navy game. Rivalries and competition is what it's all about. Yes, money has got way too far into it, but putting butts in the seat, the fans cheering on the teams, let me tell you, college football has rabid fan bases. It's that competition at the end of the day. Now, yes, you've got some new rivalries started. Back in the day, Vandy and Tennessee actually meant something. It really did. Now, not so much. Alabama and Tennessee is starting to become important again. That's been a rivalry for a century, and it has mattered. Neyland and Bryant, those two together, made that into something far more than what it already was. You take a look at, oh, I don't know, Farmageddon, which just was played in Ireland. You don't think that those folks in Kansas and Iowa don't get fired up for that series? They do. That is, it's a named rivalry. That in and of itself. We need to get away from these folks that seem to think, oh, we only need to look at it from the business perspective because we are trying to scrub personality out of everything and it's starting to hurt. And college football doesn't need that at all. One of the things about college football that most people don't understand, the Army Navy game, it actually got stopped by a president. I think it was Garfield because a general and an admiral got into a fist fight in the stands in one of the games. Think about that. It got to that point, and it's still to that point, but not to the point now where they're actually fist fighting. Got to the point that it had to be stopped because of the rivalry was so intense that people with stars on their collar decided to get into a fight. The leaders within their respective branches of the military went toe to toe, mano a mano, over a game. Auburn and Alabama, a tree was poisoned because of that rivalry. That was the funniest thing, but at the same time, it led to a felony conviction and a guy being proud of the fact that he did that. The planting of flags has become a big deal. Let me tell you, Michigan and Ohio State and that whole thing last year, wow. And several other teams tried that silliness. Vandy and Tennessee, people don't understand how big that rivalry was at one time. We had a coach and a player at the University of Tennessee. His name was George Caffey. Now, George Caffey was one of the legends of Tennessee. He played around or just before World War II kicked off, played a little bit of pro ball, but he became a coach at the University of Tennessee. He remembered playing against Vandy, where they continuously hurt good players on Tennessee's team, and so that carried over. And he wanted to build a dominant team that could handle Vandy doing what they did. And he carried on his entire time, and he was there for a long time as a coach. He carried on his disdain for Vandy to the point that he wanted to make it a dominant series for Tennessee. And he did. He wasn't a head coach. No, he was like an assistant coach at the highest he ever was. He was never the head coach, but he was a legend at Tennessee, and he worked to make it a viable thing. Tennessee, Alabama. At the end of the game, people are smoking a cigar on the winning side. I mean, Josh Heupel is one of those people that you don't expect him to be lighting up a cigar and all that, but he does. Or you take a look at there's certain rivalries because players or coaches. Steve Spurrier brought on heat from people, and he brought a heat when it came to the Tennessee whatever team Spurrier was at competition, or the reason why Kirby Smart made sure he became head coach of his Georgia Bulldogs. That was the team he played for. He wanted to create a dominant team that would continuously whip Florida. He played against Florida and he discovered a dislike. And that rivalry is so powerful that they don't even play it at each other's stadium. They play it at Jacksonville near the border between the two states because of the hatred that it brings about. This is college football. You need those rivalries. Why? Not because of money. That money is going to come. No, it's because it's what excites the fan bases. It's what brings butts to the seat. Yes, you get these teams that are filling their stadiums, but there's something extra that's added when it's a rivalry game. Let me tell you, I saw that in Kentucky. I've seen it at other colleges. It gets to the point where this is what fuels fan bases. So we need those rivalries. Now, I'm always going to pay attention to good rivalries. Army Navy. I'm always going to go Navy. Beat Army. Always. When third Saturday in October comes around, don't you think I'm going to have a cigar ready for Tennessee winning that game? Even if I don't think they're going to win that game, I'm going to have a cigar ready. This is what that rivalry means. There are so many rivalries out there, and people have their own traditions. Those traditions are what made college sports. And it isn't just football. I talk football because I know football, and this is college football season. You don't think it doesn't mean something whenever you have Harvard and Yale going at it? It does. You don't think that it means something when you have these basketball rivalries? Duke and North Carolina, that gets, oh, those old ACC schools, those games were intense. College sports isn't about the money. It isn't about the suits. It isn't about the experts. College football rivalries are about us, the fans, and how much we love our teams. And if you can't figure that out, you've lost the plot when it comes to sports. Okay, people are making money off of it. Big effing deal. You want to know who's winning at the end? It's the fan that's been a fan of that team for decades that gets to see their team succeed in something that has been difficult. This is what makes college sports better. It's been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.